Hello, Scorpio. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using The Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. Supportive Oracle cards. Oh, they're illustrated by Mark Evans. I missed that part at the bottom. Sorry. Supportive Oracle cards, Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Are they illustrated? Illustrated by Jesse Reisch. R-E-I-S-C-H. Okay. I missed both of those, so sorry about that. Anyway, what do we have for Scorpio? One more. There we go. What do we have? Oh, none of them popped out there. That's peculiar. Okay, so in case you can hear him, he's all right. He just hears. He sees my uncle outside. So if you can hear Farrell, that's why he's unhappy with me. But he's been outside a lot today. He's fine. Okay, starting off for Scorpio. You've got some rough energy coming in, but I don't think this is going to be bad. I think this is going to be one of those things where it starts off really rough, but it works out much better than expected. You've got the Three of Swords with the Tower with the Strength. That's the Strength there, right? Yep. Three of Swords with the Tower. All of this coming in at once. This is how this is starting off. I feel for most of you, if it hasn't happened, it'll happen within a couple days. So you either know this is going to hit or you don't. You're not happy about this shock, but true to Scorpio, you hold it together. Things start going kaploop, and you're kind of like, well, all right, I'm just going to hold on and put it together, and I'm just going to actively deal with this. Especially with this Strength. I feel like it might be holding things together. Other people around you might be upset, and you'll be like, all right, let's keep it together. And you might be distracting them, keeping things moving. But this is when it starts off. Not a fan, shocked that it happened, holding it together. In the environment, grace and letting go. When I feel letting go, either somebody quit, left, or like something is ending. This is really kind of shocking to me, is what I'm feeling. I know you got the Tower there, but I'm almost feeling like whoever's making this decision or this is happening to might be just as shocked as you are. Even if they're choosing it, it might just be something where they just decided they had to do it. This could be somebody literally just quitting their job out of the blue. Literally where they just walked in one day and said, I just can't do this anymore. Handed in their stuff and said, I quit, I have to go. And just left. Ironically, I've done that once. I think, part of me thinks because I told myself I would never do that. Life said, oh yeah? We'll show you. And I did it once. I don't know why I'm sharing that, but there you go. Because I feel like whatever's going on here, this person, I feel like for most of you it's a person, this was not planned. Especially grace and letting go. I just feel like they're kind of like, I just can't do this anymore. That's how it keeps coming in. There's a face down card here, fertility. When this change happens though, a bunch of doors open for you. This not only like leaves an opening that you need to fill, I feel, but also kind of like puts you in this position, kind of like, well, since I have to fill that anyway, maybe this is the time to change the whole situation. It's almost like if you were living with somebody in a house, it's kind of like, well, I could take over the payments and keep the house, or I could sell the house and go somewhere else. Like, this is my opportunity. I have a lot of options all of a sudden. A lot of options. Bam, right in front of you. The fertility is coming in, but this is like the dark and the light happening all at once. The good and the bad, very intense. Success with the travel, but the Nine of Swords right on top of it. Kind of like, I don't really think I'm liking that this is happening, but at the same time, it's almost like I don't like that this is happening, but so many opportunities that I actually do want are still presented to me. And it's kind of like the way it's coming towards me, I wasn't really thinking this is how this was going to happen. It's like I've wanted these opportunities, but this isn't the way I wanted it to happen. It's kind of like that type of thing. It's like I wanted to move. I wanted to go somewhere else, but this is not the way I wanted it to happen. This is just not how I wanted it to happen. I keep getting that. Something really good showing up, something that you have wanted, but just like not, this is not how you wanted it to happen. I can't get past it. Like there's nothing else coming out with that other than, yeah, it's great, but this is not how I wanted this to happen. Not at all. And I'm crossed here with the Queen of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. Yep, Two of Pentacles. I saw there was a boy there, and I thought, is that the page? But no. So I got to figure out, like, it's all thrown right in front of me, and I got to figure it out as soon as I can. And I'm trying to figure it out, and I don't know what to do with it. And I'm just kind of like, it's not like you don't know what to do with it. It's just kind of like, I'm kind of shell-shocked. Like, it's almost like I like it, but I shouldn't like it. There's things here that are good. There's things here that are really bad. And I'm just kind of like, I'm kind of like in a weird quandary. I'm just like, I should move forward. I know what I want, but I'm not comfortable the way it's happening. And I keep getting stuck in that. And it feels like it's going around in my brain over and over again. Like, good with bad, but the bad is really bad. The good is really good, but the bad is really bad. And I get sucked up in this weird quandary. Like, I just keep feeling like I'm stuck in this whirlpool, and it's just sucking me down. You're kind of stuck there. I'm trying to get you out of it, but, like, I don't know, it's taking a minute. I'm getting when things just keep moving forward. Somebody made a choice. Things just keep moving forward. There's no backing off. The Nine of Wands is like somebody holding the line. In other words, when this choice was made, when this person moves forward, there's no backing down. It's just going to keep going. And I'm getting the peace is kind of like they're off and doing what they're doing. You have no influence on that anymore. What's done is done. And they're moving forward. You might as well pick up the pieces best you can. And it feels like I almost feel a little guilty going towards what I want because I'm just like, I don't like how it happened. And I keep getting stuck in that little quandary. Well, the page does show up. The Page of Swords shows up. I feel like you're just naturally settling into your next part of this. You know what you want. You're heading towards it. It doesn't seem to be going forward with your natural gusto. It's just kind of like you're directing it where to go. It's almost like water going down a hill. You're directing it, but you're not pushing it. And you're just putting things in the path to make sure the water ends up where you want that water to end up. But you're not making anything steeper. You're not pushing it forward. You're just letting the water go where it needs to go at the time and rate that it needs to happen. You are directing it, but it's kind of like you're not actively pushing anything. You're just kind of letting it happen. Whatever this situation is, I feel like it's taking you a minute to come to peace with what's going on, to come to peace with how it happened. It's just naturally happening the way it needs to. I really feel like it has to settle first before you're going to be okay with it. And I feel like things are going into place again, but it has to settle. And once that water, for example, has gone down the hill and settled and made its pool where it's going to go, I feel like you kind of have to let it sit there for a minute and you're like, all right, it's happened. It's done. I mean, your energy is naturally very active. It's just kind of like you're looking at it and you just can't seem to stop thinking about why or how it happened and it bothers you. And once it's there for a minute and you get a moment to really make peace with that, I feel like you're going to pick up, like you're going to go claim that water. You're going to scoop it up however you need to, and you're going to put it where you want it to go. Whatever this is, whatever this was, you're going to collect it when you're at peace with it and take it where you want to. There's a lot you got coming forward. You got the Ace of Wands coming forward. You're actively going to put it where you want to. You're going to make some really good decisions with it that are going to make sense for you and other people around you that you care about. Other people seem to be also connected to this and helping you organize. Like it says organization with the King of Cups. Other people are emotionally connected to this and feel like, well, this is what needs to happen. This is where this needs to go. You're helping them make what they need to make out of it as well as yourself. You're actively helping people move forward. It's kind of like we just have to accept what happened. And you're helping other people also put things where they need to go and making the best out of this. It's going to take you a while. But I feel like after you're picking it up and moving it forward when you're comfortable, I'm getting the Four of Wands with the trust. Whatever the situation is, whatever ended, when it reconstitutes after this big, harsh change, it feels very harsh. You will be a lot more stable with it. You're going to be like, well, it's kind of looking back and like, it's called a dark blessing. I usually hear it referred to as a dark blessing. You look back and you're like, I didn't want my house to burn down. I never wanted that to happen. It was horrible. I hated it. That was never going to be okay with me. Now that it's gone and I have a new place, I get to make new memories. I have a much more stable place, a much more safe place. The wiring is new. I have more than enough smoke detectors and whatever else I need. I have everything set up so that I have everything you could possibly do to make sure that doesn't happen realistically again. So it's kind of like I make out better. I get where I want to be. I still don't like how it happened. And I feel like you're going to look back like that. I'm kind of like, I'm never going to be okay with how it happened. But I ended up in a much better situation. So at least it was better in the long run. And I feel like it's called a dark blessing. It's like how it happened is horrible. Where you end up is much better than where you were. And it's kind of like I have to be okay with that. I just have to make peace with it and move forward. And I feel like that's what this is about. A dark blessing. I think you're headed for a dark blessing. I think that's what's going on if it's not already starting. It's kind of like life says, well, we got to redo this whole thing, so we're going to obliterate it, and then it's going to have to be started from scratch again. And it's going to be much better afterwards. But I 100% feel when you look back, you're going to be like, I'm never going to be okay with how that happened. But I understand that it's better now. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.